Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, Capital City Baptist Church. It's a little bit of a different environment today, for our devotional. I hope you enjoy it. So we're reading from Psalm 16, verse 2, and it says like this: I said to the Lord, "You are my Lord. I have no good beside you." Now, what would lead a person to utter such a statement? You know, How about one who was able to slay a lion and a bear in defense of his sheep? How about a man who faced an enemy giant soldier who, by the way, was an expert in combat and instilled fear in everyone? Everyone except David, of course. David, the man after God's own heart. David, the man who went from a shepherd boy to king of Israel. The man who was celebrated in the streets, having slain, they said, his 10,000s. David, one who could have been as arrogant and proud as his predecessor, but chose not to be. Why? Because he knew, acknowledged, and worshiped the one where his help came from. This David stated and declared in no uncertain terms that you are my Lord, and I have no good besides you. I like how David stated his most deepest thoughts concerning his relationship with the Lord. Surely he looked at his own earthly possessions, his wealth, his mighty military, his family, well, some of his family anyway, his kingdom as things of great worth. But as time went on, he realized that as much as he treasured these things, none of them could compare to the ultimate treasure of his relationship with the Lord. He didn't consider the Lord as a genie, as many today view the relationship with God. He saw God as his greatest and most loyal friend, Lord, and King. He saw that the Lord was always, and I mean always, at his side, whether he was in great status or great distress, as in running for his life. He saw that the Lord never, ever forsake him, even when he sinned against God himself. He saw that when his own family turned on him, his own brothers, his wife, his own children, and yes, even his friends, God never left him. When King Saul tried to pin him to the wall with a javelin, and then a campaign of non-stop persecution, God always saved him and would not allow harm to come to him. Truly, the relationship that David had with the Lord is one that many might consider almost enviable. But it doesn't have to be enviable. Instead, it is one that we should all attain. You know, David was hardly the only person in Scripture that enjoyed a close and personal relationship with the Lord. Looking back, before David, we have Abraham, Jacob, well, forgot about Noah. What about Noah? Joseph, Job, Deborah, Samuel, and more. And then what about after David? Well, we have Solomon, at the beginning anyway of his reign, sadly losing his way because of giving in to temptation for more affluence and more wealth. Such a sad situation there. But anyway, we have Elijah, we have Elisha, King Hezekiah, Daniel's three friends, Nehemiah, Jeremiah, and the list goes on and on. What set these people apart? Here it is. It was the love and devotion they had for God. They served with all of their hearts as unto the Lord. None of these guys were perfect. None of these folks were perfect. Far from it. But they all had the desire to put God in the throne of their hearts. They loved God for what he is, not for what he could do for them. And because they loved God, God was always with them. He went with them everywhere, in triumph or in the worst of circumstances. The Lord was their present help always. And so, brothers and sisters, our challenge today is it's simple, yet profound, because you know what? It is what will matter most in the end. Let us challenge ourselves to pursue a relationship with the Lord like David's, like Solomon's, when he truly followed the Lord, like Elijah's, like Daniel's, like Nehemiah's. A relationship that becomes one where he, the Lord, becomes better than anything you possess, so much better that you can declare with all certainty, I have no good besides you. Thank you for listening. May the Lord bless you, and I look forward to seeing you on Sunday if the Lord wills.